What's up guys, Josh here. Today, for the first time ever, I have my brother with me featured in this video to talk about a very important topic that we've been wanting to do for a long time. So today we're doing it and we're going to be talking about Halloween. We're going to ask the question, should Christians celebrate Halloween? Absolutely, it's the best holiday ever. Not really. Not really. That's the thing. That's what we want to make you think and make you question. Is it the best holiday ever? And is it something that we should be celebrating? What is Halloween? What does it glorify? What does it celebrate? That's kind of what we want to talk about and just kind of make you think. We're not telling you how to live your life, but we're just going to share what our thoughts on it are and just try to bring some truth to you.
Alright, so let's get into this topic. So the Bible is very clear that Christians shouldn't have anything to do with anything that is evil at all. So I want to point out a few verses to you that deal with this subject of evil. Proverbs 8:13 says, "The fear of the Lord is to hate evil." Psalms 97:10 says, "You who love the Lord hate evil."
So we're definitely supposed to hate evil so far. That's what we've learned.
Amos 5:14-15 says, "Seek God and not evil, that you may live. So the Lord God of hosts will be with you, as you have spoken. Hate evil, love good." 1 Thessalonians 5:22, "Abstain from every form of evil."
Yeah, like that last verse that you just said, it's like, you think about it, Halloween is pretty much every form of evil, every appearance of evil. The Bible even says to even stay away from the appearance of evil. So even if you think that Halloween is not even actually evil, well, it is at least the appearance of evil, and you can't argue that it is the appearance of evil. And so that we're even supposed to stay away from, that we're even supposed to hate. And when you think about demons, you know, scariness, pretending to murder people, dead bodies everywhere, all this, like, that is the epitome of the appearance of evil. But it is also evil to the core. It is evil from on the inside and the outside. So
I mean, you think about things that are evil, just to list off a few, murder, death, fear, like we can all agree that those things are evil at its core, right? So, and those are exactly what Halloween celebrates and glorifies. And God hates all of those things, and so should we as Christians.
For sure.
But the devil, on the other hand, loves those things. So not only is celebrating Halloween not glorifying to God, when you think about it, it's actually glorifying the devil and like celebrating evil and the devil, really.
The complete opposite. When you think about everything that Halloween is, it's like, it's everything that God is against. God is against death. He came to give us life. He wants us to love. He doesn't want us to murder people. Everything that, you know, evil.
He's not giving us a spirit of fear, but of love and of a sound mind.
Every little thing that Halloween is, even begging for candy, is not biblical. It's not what we're supposed to do. So every little thing, teaching your kid to go, you know, beg for candy, is not, it goes against everything that God is and everything that His Word is. You may ask, like, yeah, you've never met somebody that doesn't celebrate Halloween to the extent that we do. Well, we grew up not celebrating Halloween. We haven't celebrated Halloween one day of our life. Basically, I think the closest thing we ever did was we went to a couple times, maybe once or twice. We went to a thing at church called Hallelujah Night, which is basically all the same thing. We basically did the same thing. We dressed up and had a Halloween party, but like we didn't go trick-or-treating, but pretty much everything else was the same, except we called it Hallelujah Night, and somehow that made it Christian and okay. But we still took place on the same night and everything like that. So that's like the closest thing that I've done, and same with you, right? So,
yeah, I went to a few non-Halloween costume parties.
Oh yeah.
It was like a few days before Halloween, so it wasn't actually on the actual day, right? But I mean,
it's close.
It's basically, it's still celebrating the same things.
In my work, I do a lot of driving around the city, and I see a lot of yards, and there's like so many yards that people put out, you know, like dead bodies. I've even seen this year, like dead people being hung like in their front yard. Like, it's really disgusting. And then they have, obviously, like a big thing that a lot of people do is like tombstones. They put out tombstones on their front yard. have body parts and all these messed up things. And it's just like, one of the things I think about is like, think about all the people who have died, especially who have died on October 31st or any time of the year. But to see that, like, a tombstone and being just mocked, like, just think how disrespectful that is to people who have died. Like, a tombstone is something you're supposed to respect, as that person, and remember that person by. And don't they care about hurting somebody when, like, when they see a tombstone, or they themselves, haven't they lost somebody? How can they make fun of something that is so important? And that's a big thing. That should be, for me, I always think like that should be like a no-brainer. Whether you're Christian or not, whether you have a great moral standard or not, like, isn't that still messed up? Making fun of murder. You think about all the people who have died, like in this the Las Vegas shooting, or anything that people, soldiers who have lost their limbs or been blown up. And, people put body parts in the front yard as a joke. And it's all in the name of fun. But is it really fun? Is that something that we should find fun out of?
And Christians who defend Halloween and say, it's just innocent fun, it's just a fun activity for the children, are doing exactly what Isaiah 5:20 warns against. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. I think that's absolutely so true and so accurate to a lot of Christians these days in regards to Halloween. They look at it as just a fun activity, basically calling what is evil good.
And another thing that a lot of Christians say in defending on their right to celebrate Halloween is that, our kids don't dress up as all the ugly witches and demons and all that, all the ugly, scary stuff. They just dress up as, like policemen and princesses and all the nice stuff. Which is, that's cool, but when they grow up and they're still celebrating Halloween, do you think they're going to stick with those innocent costumes? Probably not, if they're raised thinking that Halloween is okay. And not even that, but also just that you're still participating in a thing that is so evil. And that we ask the question, what does Halloween celebrate? Halloween is a holiday. The point of a holiday is to celebrate something. So when you do Halloween, what are you celebrating? If you are a follower of Jesus, that have been made righteous, Jesus calls you the light of the world. Why are you participating in something that is so dark, that is darkness itself?
The Bible also talks a whole lot about we as Christians not blending in to the world, but being a light in the darkness. Romans 12:2, we all know this verse, but it's just such a true verse. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. What communion has light with darkness? And also come out from among them and be separate. We as Christians are called to be different from the world and to stand out and not to participate in darkness. Ephesians 5:8-11 says, "For you were once darkness, but now you are a light in the world. Walk as children of light, for the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness, righteousness, and truth, finding out what is acceptable to the Lord, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them." And that's exactly what we're doing today. We're exposing the evil that is Halloween.
Or another thing that people say about that, concerning that, well, we are supposed to be the light in the darkness, so shouldn't we go, celebrate Halloween and lead people to Jesus? Yeah, it's a great excuse, but there's plenty of other opportunity we have to lead people to Jesus, and I don't think that's the only way we can. I think that's kind of more of an excuse than an actual valid reason. And kind of what expense do you want to do it at? Is it worth participating in darkness in order to do that? I'm not talking about you can't hang out with people, but you shouldn't partake with what they're doing. So,
exactly.
One really good example of this, if you think about it, like, let's say there was a Jew here tonight, a survivor of the Holocaust, that was here tonight. And so we decided that one night of the year, we're gonna have a celebration, have a party, and all dress up as Nazis. And, pretend, make cardboard gas chambers, and, have it all fun. Like, oh, we can go in there, pretend we're getting, gassed and all this. And, let's just make it fun. Let's just for the fun of it. Well, how do you think that would make that person feel? That Jew that experienced that Holocaust survivor, how do you think that would make them feel? And so that kind of, when you think about that, it's like, wow, that's how we should think about God. Like how does that make God feel? How does that make Jesus feel? The very one that defeated the demons, that defeated death itself, that defeated the power of darkness. How do you think that makes him feel when we make light of all the evil in the world and just make it a fun thing and just participate in something that completely goes 100% against everything that God is? So at the end of the day, there's so many reasons, excuses, whatever you want to call them, for why it's okay to celebrate Halloween. Whether that may be we can, lead somebody to Jesus or during it. And, there may be times that people have used Halloween on that night. People have found Jesus, and that's great. But I don't think that's because of Halloween. I think it's in spite of Halloween that you have brought the light in the darkness. Any day of the year, obviously, God wants to save another sheep. So that's great. But I don't think that's a valid reason for why it's okay to celebrate Halloween. So there's all these reasons and excuses. At the end of the day, why is Halloween so precious to you? Why is it so hard to let go? Why is it so hard to not participate in? And I guess since we grew up never celebrating it, I guess we never miss it, and it's easier for us to say, no, we're not going to do that because we never got into the habit of doing it. We never, and we never felt that we were like missing out on anything. We can eat candy any time of the year.
We can dress up any time of the year, and we did.
Yeah, exactly.
All the time.
Yeah, we grew up like making films and we dress up all the time, and because dressing up is fun. But if you're doing it on a night that is so commonly used to celebrate and worship the devil and darkness and evil, which, Satanists, they celebrate Halloween. They know the true meaning of it. And even you have that quote.
Yeah, so Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan, said, "I am glad that Christian parents let their children worship the devil at least one night of the year. Welcome to Halloween." Wow. Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. And so my question is, if a Satanist can see it so obviously what Christians are doing when they participate in Halloween, that they are actually celebrating darkness and evil and Satan, why can't Christians see it? Why can't we be able to tell that, well, maybe we shouldn't be participating in this, because what does it glorify? Look what it glorifies all around. And even if you don't have dead bodies on your front lawn, even if you don't have those things, well, you're still participating in something that is all around you. That's what it is. And so why is it so hard for us to discern right from evil when something that is so obvious? You think Halloween would be the most obvious thing for Christians to say, because it looks evil, it is evil, but you think it'd be easy to say, like, that's not good. And so we as Christians are called to judge all things. We are supposed to discern evil. We are supposed to discern good from evil, right from wrong. Let's start today with the most obvious thing that's celebrated as in the world. Let's start with something that's so obvious. Let's say, you know what? I don't care. Who cares if I'm missing out on Halloween? I can dress up any time of year, like you said, and I can eat candy any time of year. So I'm not going to do it as unto Satan. I'm not going to do it as something that is completely going against who God is and what God fights against. So basically today what we focus on is just what Halloween is today and why it is evil, why it is bad. There is a whole great argument of what Halloween started from. That was a pagan holiday and all that. And to be honest, I don't know the history of that like super good. So you can look that up if you're curious. Just look up what the origins of Halloween is, how it started. It's pretty messed up stuff. So we didn't talk about that today, but honestly, I don't think you need to. I think there's enough of a reason to not celebrate Halloween because of what it is today. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing when it started, who cares? It's what it is today, and that's what we need to be focused on. This is the day and age we live in, so should we celebrate Halloween today? So I think that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it spoke to you, and it was fun having Ethan on Josh Talk for the first time, and hopefully it won't be the last. Maybe we'll do another talk about Christmas, and because that's a big question people ask. Well, Christmas is a pagan holiday too. Christmas isn't perfect. And no, it's not. But I think it's, when you get down to it, as a Christian, what it celebrates is far better than what Halloween celebrates. So maybe we can do another Josh talk on that, explaining why we celebrate Christmas and how we do that, and how we make it not about the pagan things, but make it about Jesus. But yeah, just pray about it, think about it, and I hope you like this video, and check out Ethan's channel, some other cool stuff. He's got a cool channel. Anyway, go check out his channel. It's like so awesome, you can't even describe it. So check out his. Will it be up there?
Somewhere here.
If you guys are still watching this point, and it's like this video is like 20 minutes or something like that already, I'm gonna send you some candy or something after Halloween, because we're not doing that on Halloween. Anyway, you guys are awesome. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it, and comment on what your experience with Halloween are, and what you think. That's about it.
Yep. Peace out. God bless.
Peace out.